shit, it's 420. It'd be a bad time to say I gotta take a piss.
And we are live.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am not, man.
Warn, dude.
I clicked it live. I don't know how much. I don't know how much they caught of that, but we are live. Yep. Although I mean we didn't.
Everybody.
You know the vocals caught, but I don't know if the I don't know if the video was caught yet, but yes, welcome everybody to the 22nd episode of the Get Geeked podcast. And as you can see, Alex is here next to me. He has came down from the North Pole.
He's not telling you the truth. This is actually a hologram, and I'm still in the North Pole. It's just, they pulled Michael Jackson on me.
And he said that he might need to take a piss, but I don't know about that.
It was a bad time. But yes, if you didn't hear, I do have to take a piss. But I'll hold it out for you guys.
But yes, we are live. I posted it on Instagram and stuff, so I don't know if anyone's going to see this, but hey, we're just going to do it. If anyone joins us, you guys want to comment down below, let us know what you think or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just put it down there, and, we'll try to answer your questions and stuff or whatnot. But before we even get into topics and everything, a few little things I want to go into before everything else. If you guys are looking for a show to watch, and if you have Amazon Prime, there is a show on there right now called The Boys. It's only 8 episodes too. I binged it all in one day. Well, I kind of lied. I think I did it 2 days because I think I waited to watch the last 2 episodes the day after. But boy, oh boy, is that show freaking amazing.
And if you're tired of that show, The Lost Boys is good too.
Lost Boys is a movie, man, not a show. But
Hater.
it's the show is basically like it's your anti superhero show. Have you ever heard of it? Have you heard of The Boys? Because it was a comic. It was a comic before anything else. It's a gruesome comic, and it's about a group of guys. Well, I wouldn't even say guys because they have one girl on their team, which is her name is Komiko, I want to say, and she's the only one on the team that has superpowers, but the rest of them are regular people, and they're there basically to get revenge on superheroes because each one of them had bad things happen to their loved ones because of superheroes.
It just sounds like a female superhero and her fan club.
What?
Because it's a bunch of normal people and someone who actually has a superpower.
Oh no, but see, it's crazy how she got into the group because she was saved because they were basically experimenting on her to see. Because okay, the thing is, these superheroes on the show, they were baby. So when and no one told them the truth, so they all thought like, oh, they were just superheroes with superpowers. But the girl Kamiko, she was being experimented on to see if if you could be given superpowers when you're not a baby, or basically something like that.
So just kind of like trying to see if you can be learned and not just adapted into. Because I mean, it sounds interesting. I haven't honestly heard much about it, but it seems like something that'd be a decent watch.
Dude, it's a pretty awesome watch. Oh, we're having streaming issues. Why?
Is it because of Dawes Cambodian radio going?
What?
Dawes Cambodian radio going?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, we've done this before. Well, I don't know. We'll just keep on going. Huh?
I'm running on data, so.
Yeah. No, I am too. There we go. We're back to excellent. No worries. But yeah, dude, The Boys. It's freaking amazing. It's awesome. It's so good because it's so different. It's not like your regular superhero show, and Yeah, they just tight.
Honestly, a lot of people have gone to just finding different and okay. We just watched me. Alyssa's in the room too, but we just watched Alita Battle Angel,
Mm, I
and
heard bad things. That's why I didn't watch it.
okay. I got a couple bad things about it. It seemed like it was a movie that could have been put in one and to be action packed, but they dragged it into two,
Hmm.
and it just left us unsatisfied. It was just kind of boring by the end of it. I get it, but it just seems like that's the go to is a lot of female action leads. Which you know what it's pretty chill. It's just all the outrage about it. Just if you enjoy the movie, you enjoy the movie. So on that, when it comes to movies, just like I was saying, people are hating on me about this. Can't you enjoy a decent western?
A decent western.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't even like westerns. But I've been getting a lot of shit just because I enjoy pretty good western. Clint Eastwood movies. Even if you don't really like westerns, Mel Brooks' Blazing Saddles is decent.
Yeah, I mean, but who's not liking westerns?
I've met a couple people that they just think. Look, I've tried to get Alyssa to watch at least one western. She can't do it. She won't even try. I don't know why. It's that there's like a preconceived misconception. Not picking me up.
Nah, well, I don't know. It's picking up.
It's just a preconceived notions.
There you go.
But yeah, I think it's just the preconceived, what they feel about the movies, just like country music and westerns and Nickelback.
Well, westerns is kind of hard to get into though. Anyways, though, man, I don't know. I mean, it all depends because, like, see the westerns that you just said are comedies,
Kind of.
and comedies are a little easier to get into.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different because there are the older westerns, which are usually they're trying to be serious, and then you have the comedies, which are like Blazing Saddles, the that Buster Scruggs one on Netflix, and then there's like Tombstone, which is like completely
Oh,
serious.
well, you know what? Yeah, I guess you could consider Tombstone a western, but it's not a. Yeah, I guess it is a western.
I mean, it's just like getting into the whole is Die Hard not a Christmas movie or is it an action flick? It's hard to kind of because it's down the middle. It's a different movie where it has like the action and the suspense, but it also has the western vibes, which is all the classic, just trying to get somebody's redemption or whatever.
True that. How do we get on this?
We were just talking about movies and how people like preconceive that, and Nickelback.
And Nickelback. No one likes Nickelback,
Yeah, but why?
dude, because they suck.
Is that just it?
Well, here's the thing, dude. They have this sound where it sounds like they're trying to sound like 90s grunge, but it's too clean. And I
So,
don't like that
so
because
it's
the 90s grunge it sounded like that, but it was like unrefined, and that's what made it good.
so they're getting so essentially they have the hate because they're trying to capitalize on somebody else's culture.
Because they came in like a little bit after the whole grunge factor, and then and it was just too cookie cutter clean, like it was manufactured. I think that's why people hate it. It's too manufactured.
I can understand that. It's just like because all I heard in school was, "Oh, Nickelback sucks." I'm like, why? I doubt they've even listened to them to even know.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
let's on the topic of music.
On the topic of Nickelback,
If you're into rap, and but you kind of hate this whole new age of rap, mumble rap, and all that stuff.
I think that's slowly starting to die too.
It's still going, man, because like a lot of this, I don't know, there's too much of it, and I don't know, I don't dig it. But if you are still into rap, check out, because I came upon this by just like I don't know, I was just searching YouTube for stuff to watch. I came upon the YouTube Cipher Part 2. They have a part one. The part one is not that great, but YouTube Cipher Part Two, and it's basically all of these like rappers that are on YouTube, and they did a cipher. I forgot how many of them, but dang, dude, they put they put the they put today's rap game to shame. Like they were just busting crazy bars, and like these guys are good, and they do a little dig, a little like a poke at the double XL freshman uh, class because they always do a cipher, the double XL freshman class cipher, and this year's double XL cipher was it was just a bunch of like guys who don't know how to freestyle, who can't rap at all, dude. And yeah, these guys put those guys to shame. Like, I was amazed. I was surprised because you wouldn't think like, oh, it's YouTube. Like, do they have any like skills? But nah, these guys had skills.
I probably gotta check that out.
And there's a couple of people on there that you might recognize too. Cause there's a guy named Crypt, and then there's some guy I forgot Mac something, but
DeMarco.
he does the whole like 27 styles of rap.
Oh yeah, that guy who
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, he actually can rap.
I mean, if you've seen those videos, you'd already know because it's hard to do all that.
And he does like all different styles, like every one of them. He even does the mumble rap, but it was like more of a diss towards it, but it was hilarious. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of getting back into that kind of stuff, but I know some people don't like it, but I kind of like it. I'm liking that 909 style where it's just like slow, heavy beats, but they keep the cipher flowing, but it's not mumble. It's like there's Shake Well, there's Fat Nick and stuff like that. I don't know if you know who they are. Shake Well at least, right? Shake Well.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'll show you some of that stuff after, but it's kind of like that. It's a little more newer, but it's not like it's not mumble. It's not any of that. It's just kind of the new style that people are getting into. Well, not getting into because it's already been a thing, but like more coming out
Yeah.
as that, and they're all younger and newer. But because I know 909 has been a thing for a long time. But I gotta check that out because it's hard to find some really good rappers nowadays that are just coming out of the blue.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Who's that nerdy kid that did the one with Eminem?
Logic.
Yeah, Logic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I dig him. He's dope.
Oh yeah, he was kind of like before his game because he was the nerdy rapper that everybody wanted to be, but nobody actually did it, so he just started doing it.
And he's been around for a while.
Oh yeah, no, he's been around for a while. It's already like I'm not gonna say he's hit his peak, but he's already been riding pretty high. I think he did a track with Eminem, so
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
And he had that one big hit like last year, I think. I want to say, or two. It's either last year or 2 years ago.
I think it was last year because I remember that was
The
Dimitri. That's all he was talking about.
the suicide one, right?
Not the suicide one. It was one that was like a phone number.
Yeah, that's the suicide
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is the
okay.
suicide one. That he doesn't know what it's about.
He doesn't. No. No.
Yeah, it was about suicide. Like it was a suicide prevention like type song or some bullshit, something like that.
One of these days they're gonna like lose that contract, and next thing you know they're gonna like get a different number, and then whoever gets that number is just gonna get called so much. Like that 8675309.
Oh yeah.
Like Time did not do well with that.
Well, no, I mean it still goes because like, and the thing is like, I don't know, I forgot what they said about the phone number, but like people do call it, but like, it's like they don't mind it, I guess, because they know that that's the number.
And I would hate to give somebody my number and try to find out who they are out of all the numbers calling in, texts.
But yeah, I think that's really all the kind of news. I just want to get into the topics. Let's start with Stranger Things.
Oh, you want to start out with Stranger Things?
Yeah, let's do Stranger Things, man.
All right, fine.
I mean, because it's been a while. Like, we're pretty late to the party, but we like
Still have an opinion,
I finished it. Oh,
I'm never used to these arms. But yeah, we are pretty late to the game, but I mean, it's still fresh though. It's gonna be a long time till the next season.
True that. let's just start with like, okay, I want to go with like our opinion on the show,
Hmm.
or what we thought of the show, the stuff we didn't like about the show, and then we'll end it with like the stuff that we did like. So
All
that
right.
kind of like a sandwich type deal.
Hoagie. Let's
Well,
do it.
okay, so let me start with saying that I thought this season was the best season. I felt like it's better than season one. It was action packed. Everybody on the show had something to do. Um, yeah, it was a great time. Like, it was awesome.
I think they did a pretty good job based on the other seasons where they knew a lot of people were coming into the third season wanting a lot out of it. So they gave us the Russians. They gave us. Is this like a spoiler cast?
Nah, yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna spoil it.
All
I mean, it's
right.
been a while though. If you haven't seen the whole, if you haven't seen the whole season by now, like, what are you doing?
All right. So they gave us the Russians. They gave us the whatever. What was it called? The monster.
Well, it's not the Demogorgon on this
Yeah,
one.
it's not. It's like the yeah the mind flayer. The
Is it the Mind Flayer?
yeah, because the flayed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the Mind
The
Flayer.
mind
That's true.
flayer. They gave us a lot. Okay, a different section which was gonna be all. I'm gonna throw all the romantic tension into that one because you know a lot of people were wanting that out of the next few seasons.
Hmm.
And then what else? They also gave us just dealing with what is the girl's name? Max.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Max's brother dealing with that a hole. Um, the one okay, I liked it better than the two. Also, just because it gave us more realism. I was afraid that getting into this, it wasn't gonna be given the whole stick and cheese, you know. And I'm gonna get into that later because I don't, you know, we're gonna talk about what we like, what we didn't like.
Yeah, yeah, true that, true that. Well, yeah, it was. Dude, I don't know. I thought it was, yeah. To me, because like to me, like everyone watched season one, but there was a lot of problems with season one. But like it was still dope. Like it kept my interest. I love the show from first season. Season two gave you a little bit of the same, but I felt like they split everyone for too long. They kind of did that on this season too, but they gave us enough of stuff that people were like, they were doing things like,
Mm-hmm.
whereas in season two, like, you didn't know what certain people were doing at certain times, until they came together. um and then also the season two, there was that one storyline where they like did the whole like weird going to find my sister, and that ended up going nowhere type deal, that they didn't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like, it was only there to take away 11 from the group.
yeah.
And then this one, like, even though everyone was kind of split up for most of the season, you like they had enough to do, and like, yeah, it was good. But yeah, with that said though, let's get into the part that we didn't like about the season.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have much of what I didn't like. I guess the one thing that I probably didn't like is like, I don't know. Give me some time. You go first.
You can't come up with anything.
I mean, I know I have something. I just
Yeah.
can't. Maybe I can't remember right now.
So I mean, all of it kind of they threw what I was talking about earlier. The stick of the cheese. I don't really know where that came from, but they're kind of giving us whole hog where we got the romantic tension. You got the everything going on. So that was a good bit. So what they lacked on really was in the first two seasons, there was you could understand why things were happening. Nothing was really rushed.
What was
It
rushed about this one?
it all was. It's not that it was rushed. It was all too like well played out.
I don't know if it was well too played out. I
Because
felt
like
like they did it.
they get out of the base and then all of a sudden just army.
But yeah, but that was called in like a while back, so we were kind of expecting them to show up.
I was
We
expecting
we
them
just
to
didn't
just show up.
we just didn't know when they were gonna show up. Let me see. Okay, well, here's maybe one thing that I didn't like. Max. showing grief for her brother when the whole 2 seasons she was in the show, they hated each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Also, okay. Also, just with that, why did they even have to throw in the whole her brother and that one dude's the boy and the girl's mom? Like, I just why did they have to do that
Which one?
when they meet at the pool?
Mike's mom.
Mike's
Oh,
mom.
Max's mom.
No, Mike's mom.
Oh, Mike's mom. Oh, well, that because that was like it was ending to a arc from the first or from the second season. Because remember how um, Billy and her met, and like there was like a little bit of like flirting going on there. They kind of had to end it somehow. Like yeah, they kind of ended up like they ended it kind of weirdly, but
Yeah, because like after the I didn't come, and then he didn't care, and then all of a sudden it's just done.
yeah, yeah. I felt they handled that pretty well. Like it's just to show like, oh, this is where it went,
Mm-hmm.
nowhere kind of, but whatever.
I guess with that bit, they were just making it a Game of Thrones thing where they just cut it off right then and there. But I mean, there wasn't a lot that was bad. It's just
Well, the other part too is that maybe, and they kind of do like you kind of have to dispense your belief a little bit if that's how you said it, right?
essentially.
Because the kids were away from their parents for so long, but the parents were nowhere to be found, or the parents that were there didn't care.
Mm-hmm. And it's just weird. Also,
But you know what?
how?
To say that though, I kind of grew up that way. Like, when I was a little kid, like I would be out of the house for a long time, and you know,
But that was like days and days and days.
yeah, that's true. That's longer
Where
than
where was Steve's mom? Where was
true that.
the other girl's mom? Isn't there like a missing people's report? And then now they're gonna deal with those hundreds of dead bodies
Well, they kind of no, they kind of explained that away.
at the end.
At
But
the
it was
end,
it was just like a big mystery.
yeah,
But that
there's like many hundreds of people were burned at the mall from a crazy weird accident.
but the mall was closed.
It doesn't matter. No, it was still open because remember there was the movie. They were watching Back to the Future.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
See, it's just those things where you're just like, people should be looking at this more.
And then the other part too is like so much strange things happen in this town already that yeah, like it's easily explainable by saying some crazy thing happened and it burnt like hundreds of people.
So it's just this town, and the town that holds it is just, whatever it happens, you want to live here, it's cheap, but there's a 50% chance you're going to die by something. It's just like, you're going to
Yeah.
die by something.
Well, I mean, kind of, because it's a show. Weird, crazy things happen, and yeah.
Next season, it should just be a city that's deserted. Except for, like, the few families
Well,
that live there.
okay. That's another thing too. Like, another thing that I didn't like, or yeah, I guess another thing I didn't like is that they ended it in Russia. So it's the next season, and I guess it's not really I didn't like, but it's weird because they're gonna have to try to explain it to us, like what's gonna happen is are they gonna be in Russia next season? Is Russia gonna have to do anything with it? Like, are they gonna try to sneak into Russia? And if so, how?
Are
They're a
there,
bunch of little kids.
is there going to be a Russian Demogorgon?
Yeah, basically they have one.
Well, I think that wasn't that white one just a malnourished one that was from before, or was that in Russia?
That was in Russia.
So that's a white Russian. That was a shiny Demogorgon.
It wasn't that shiny. It's just
I know it was
weird
a
coloring.
joke. It's like a shiny Pokemon is white.
Oh,
like the
I don't know.
God damn, dude, come on.
It's a Demogorgon. They have one though.
I know. So I just they gotta explain all of this, but if it's gonna have to do with the kids, it's gonna cross a lot. I'm just pissed off that Alexi died.
Yeah, that too. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
there's another thing I didn't like.
I also didn't like the guy that killed them because, like, if you had more people like that, you would have an army of Terminators. Like, why
For real.
was he so strong? Who the hell was that guy?
Well, he's Russian, dude. You know,
This just makes him a
back
Terminator.
back then in the 80s, the Russians they had that stereotype of them being like weirdly strong.
But why was it just that one guy?
Who knows?
Like, he's like the one super strong guy in the army.
Maybe they have a few more, but that's the only one they brought to America.
Hmm.
You know, the rest of them are there back there in Russia.
It's somewhere. Like a Demogorgon with a human skin on.
But yeah, let's go to let's end it now with what we did like.
You want to go again first?
Yeah, I'll go.
So,
I mean, like, or no, I mean, I'll start it. I guess. I like that they took away Eleven's powers because I felt like in the first 2 seasons that was all they were doing. Like something crazy happened, 11 had to come in and like use her powers and stop everything. On this one, it wasn't even 11. Like they had to save 11 at the end by throwing fireworks at the mind flare, and then what really saved them was Will's mom closing the doorway.
Exploding the doorway.
Yeah, same deal.
So, alright, but you still gotta admit, it was still too much of an ex machina kind of deal. You know? It would always come to save them way too much. Like, this season, I feel would have been a lot better if, oh no, one of the kids is dead now because she just wasn't strong enough. And all the times that they almost died, if one of them just, like, lost a finger or a hand, it was too much going on where nobody got hurt.
But, I mean, half the town died.
But the tiny little kids who have no fighting ability except for 11 got out unscathed.
Yeah, because they know 11. That's
what I meant.
She saved them enough, but they came back and saved her at the end. That's what I liked. I thought that was, and also we're here we're at the part of what we like.
Mm-hmm. No, I know, but that's what I was saying. Like they took away the powers, but it was still too much overpowering. I thought.
I don't think so. Because the main thing is it's a story about a girl with powers. She's gonna need those powers, right? Like she's gonna I want her to do stuff with the powers, but I didn't want her to save the day every time because of her powers. But
I'll say what I do like. That has to do with something I don't like. How Max was so blindly just what's the word? Overbearing and manipulative when it came to 11.
But that's
I get she's 11, but I mean
that's kind of real life though.
It was real life. It was just
like little kids like that. Little kids, even when there's girls and boys dating and stuff like that happens. Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, like, I know I've seen it.
For all you know, one of the ones that you've seen, she has powers.
And then the cool part is, and this is where I kind of relate to it because and that's why I kind of love the show is because I grew up in a small town. You somewhat grew up in a small town, because then you moved to a bigger city before before you were old enough to know I guess. But yeah, it was kind of like that.
Dude, it's so confusing. I wouldn't even try to explain.
It's like riding around on your bikes, pretending you're fighting monsters and stuff like that does happen in small rural cities.
For us, it was pretending we were 007 with those little pens with the caps, but bending the tips, and you're like, I got a gun. But yeah, it's like it does happen. I'm just let that one kid play D&D already, man. I feel so bad.
Well, because it was the story of them having to grow up. Like I think it's like it was also to show like how it was a way to show how messed up Will was, because he was gone for a lot of that time. Like he wasn't him for the whole time that they were them. Mm-hmm. He barely came back. And so it shows like how
he wanted to live on what he missed.
Yeah, what he missed, but they had already already passed that by already.
So like I get that, and also I expected more of a connection from Will to that thing than Eleven using her power to connect with that thing, the mind flare. I
True
expected
that. You
more.
know what? That's kind of true. Like, you kind of wanted to see Will kind of maybe communicate with it.
Yeah, because they made so much a deal of like he could feel it and it was
Hmm.
over the thing. It wasn't 11 in the bathroom with running
You know,
water.
we're already over the stuff we didn't like, right?
Like I said, it had to do with something I didn't like. It was something I liked that had to do with something I didn't like. Even though I didn't talk about something I liked, it still had to do. Either
uh,
way, I like the show, but there were some things I had to nitpick. But I'll give you this. Like I was saying before, they gave it the whole sticks and cheese. I gotta stop saying that because it's gonna start to stick. But
Stick and
they,
cheese.
it's gonna start to cheese. But so they weren't afraid to start killing things. The monster wasn't afraid to do disturbing things. Like the first one, it was just, oh no, a couple things were missing. No people died. But then, a lot of people died.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people died,
Like,
which was cool. Another thing I like too, they kind of gave Steve the highlight too on
mm-hmm.
this season, and that was dope because like they did a cool thing with that character too, in which I don't really ever see in other shows. Is they started him like a douche. I hated him on the first season,
Oh yeah.
and then like for some weird reason, second season it was like okay, it's cool.
I think it kind of shows the progression just like with the other kids where, they moved on. Will didn't.
Hmm.
It's kind of like how he and that whole experience kind of changed him to
Right,
make
right.
him think a different way.
And then this season, like I was like rooting for Steve. I was like, yo, and I felt kind of sad too when what's her name
What's her name? Just
yeah, the girl who worked with him at the ice cream shop turned out to be a lesbian. I was like, oh, I mean, like, okay, cool for you, but my dude, I feel bad for you, Steve. Like, but I mean, they still became friends and stuff, which is cool. But
they may play on the fact that he's kind of like feminine looking.
I doubt it. No, they're not gonna do that.
He's gonna be her wingman.
Yeah, something like that. And then, okay, and here's the one thing that I like, and I wanted to sing it that one time on
Hey, do you hear this?
couple of episodes ago, but I was like, no, we might get copyright strike. Um, what's his name? Dustin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his new girlfriend, was it Beth? Susie.
Susie.
Yeah, Susie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, like them singing "Never Ending Story." I was,
I'm afraid to sing it right now.
I freaking love that scene, dude. That shit was amazing.
Can we? Are we gonna get taken
Nah, I
down?
wouldn't do it, dude. I don't want to get copyright strike, dude. We still got to write out our last one. It doesn't go away until
I got us.
October.
I got us. I got us. I got us. Never ending story. See, you can't get
Hey,
us now.
dude, UMG is gonna come after us.
Why? I just needed to say those specific words with a tone. I'm not singing a song. I just had to say that sentence.
But yeah, dude, I love that scene. That scene was amazing.
It was funny. Man, how did he get all that radio equipment back home?
Well, he came from a science camp.
They let him take all that crap.
Probably, dude.
It's like, I'm gonna take your satellite. I'm gonna take all that wiring.
Because here's the thing: when it's all apart, it looked like a bunch of junk.
True.
Like
It
they didn't
did.
like you wouldn't even realize what it is until you put it together.
Probably
You
stole
know,
somebody's
so.
microwave.
But yeah, like and also just the way he is, like his attitude, dude. He probably like, like talked his way into it and like
Mm-hmm.
just had them made them let him take it. I mean, I don't know, it was cool.
I miss Alexi.
But yeah, anything else,
I miss Alexi.
Alexi? Yeah, dude, I was kind of bummed that they killed him like that, but
He found out the game wasn't rigged, man.
there you go, man. But yeah, okay, that's our review
Ooh, one last thing. I actually heard this on the Rooster Teeth podcast, and I wanted to say it too because I never put it to perspective until now. Steve must have been pissed,
Why?
not knowing, but maybe going into it, finding out he had to wear that sailor suit for probably the entirety of filming.
Oh, well, see, that all depends, dude. Because that all depends if like if where they were filming was hot or not.
True, but
Because
he always had that on.
if it was hot, he wouldn't care. He's like, dude, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid to wear this and be on a show
True.
and stay cool. You know, while everyone else, like, if anything, feel bad for the people who had to do makeup to become the monster.
I don't even know how they. I didn't even look that much into like the behind the scenes and seeing the making of to see whether or not it was like complete CG or did they have to use like the motion mocap with some
Well,
people.
I would have to say like the gigantic monster itself was probably CG, but there's parts where I'm pretty sure it was practical when the you could tell it was practical too when the monster's mouth was coming in and grabbing Eleven and stuff like that.
You could see like
You could see it.
pulling up
Yeah, you could see it like it was like a Muppet almost. You know, it moved like kind of like a Muppet.
like Beaker.
In a ways, in a ways, but and then like well no, because
that was funny. I don't
that
know about you.
that could have been CG too when they were in Russia. I don't know. Or the person who has to play
Because didn't they do that on the first one where it was mocap for the first one?
I'm not sure, dude. I don't know.
Or maybe I'm thinking of a really good cosplay.
Because here's the other thing too. This is Netflix. They don't have a big budget.
True.
They can't do too much
It is
CG.
Stranger
They
Things.
can't do too much CGI.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I said Stranger Things, because now they might be able to have done it with what they already have.
I don't know because the thing is, the show has the same budget even if it's big or not. Yeah,
That's a bummer.
because like even look at like the Marvel Netflix shows, like in the beginning when Daredevil was like all the craze, they did not get a bigger budget on the second season. Yeah.
Okay.
They basically have to work with the same budget, and I think that's what kind of makes Netflix is because like these are just if the show is good, it's good because the story is good because it has to be because they're not gonna have a big budget to shoot on.
Yeah, just like Never-Ending Story.
Well, for that time, dude, I think that was a big budget.
That was a massive budget.
Yeah, for that time, dude.
They had to
Yeah,
create that thing
I mean,
in real life.
Falcor,
In real life.
the rock monster,
all the sets, the smoke,
the
all
the darkness,
even how much they would pay for the art to be done.
the statues
Yes,
that had the
everything.
laser eyes. Like I think that was like as close to CG that they got.
That was probably, if my phone wasn't gonna destroy the audio, I would check right now to see how much that was.
Like like back then, or right now, the price probably doesn't sound that big, but for back then, it was probably huge.
Yeah, because I mean, back then, $1 was like $5 for us now. So if that adds up, then $5,000 would be way more. $5,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but nowadays if it was like 20 grand, then yeah.
Oh, before we end this, or before we end this part of it, we were talking about it in the car ride. Hopper's not dead.
Yeah, I don't believe so, because everybody else, they had, it was like dust. They turned to dust. There was no focusing on, this pile of dust is now Hopper. It was just, there's a blank space. They
didn't show a body. They didn't show a blood splatter.
But they showed him shoving a Russian dude's face into a motor. They would have given some like, this is Hopper. His body is right here, dead.
Yeah, and then let me take it a little bit further too. And I don't know if you're gonna go along with me or not on this, but I said it in the car also.
Preach, sister.
I think that the person in the cell at the end in the Russian base is not Hopper. I think that that's the original scientist from season 1, because how else would the Russian know about the Upside Down, and how would they have the technology to figure out how to open the door? They probably got it from the first doctor or the first scientist, and I think Hopper is just in the Upside Down. I think he jumped through the portal before the key exploded.
let alone the Russians always said they never had enough power. So how would they have known enough to do this when the people who are essentially right on top of it only found out because they have such a large activity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Unless they read into the documents that the hospital kept
but then how else would they have that?
from them. But
Yeah, from this
if
end.
he didn't tell them, they probably just knew about the experiments and then kidnapped him. Or if he said something, tried to work for them, but then they just captured him because they wanted him to do the work.
True that. Yep. There you go. So Hopper's not dead, and he's in the upside down.
Mm. And I was gonna, I can't say that. It's a. We would definitely get flagged for that, or
What?
just get hated on. I was about to be like Demigorgons. A quote that Kanye West said next to the guy who played Shrek, Mike Myers. Do you know that quote?
Nope.
You don't know that quote? You don't know that quote?
I don't know.
Well, I'll show you later. I was gonna say that. I'm like, I can't say that. We joke a lot more than we do on the podcast because when we're not on the podcast, it's kind of no filter. So, if you haven't seen from the first few episodes, I don't get quacked as much as I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it happens.
But yeah, there you go. I don't know. Season 3, amazing. I want to say best season out of all three seasons, and
Real quick,
yeah, can't wait for season 4.
season 4. Do you think it's gonna be above expectation, right in the middle, or do you think it's gonna be too much of a story that it might tank a little?
I want to say it's gonna be at the level, dude. I don't see them. I don't know how they could take it any higher.
They could randomly just hit their stride and just make like an amazing story.
But like, I don't think it could be any. I don't think it could get worse.
That's true.
So I think it's just gonna be there. It's gonna be good enough, which will be satisfying enough for me because I just want to see either a conclusion, or if they keep on going on, that's fine. But at least make sure they keep the story good enough to grant another season.
Yeah.
But other than that, if not that, then give me a good conclusion. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't wait.
Alright.
I mean, they kind of left it there. They kind of left it there to where like you're waiting for the next season.
Yeah, because I mean, when they left off, it was a time jump too, right? Because 11 lived with Will's mom for a while,
Yeah,
and then
but
they're leaving.
it wasn't much of a time jump. I think it was like only a few months after,
So like 3 months maybe.
something like that. Yeah.
But so okay, so it was like a 3 month jump. So they left us with the expectation of what to look forward to, because I'm gonna guarantee now that you know the town is already. Can you hear them? So like the town is already getting run down by that mall, but now a lot of people are dead, and also the mall is gone because it burnt down. Or was it standing? Was
No,
it just
it's they're probably gonna demolish it.
okay? So they're leaving you with a lot to explain and also a lot to anticipate.
Hmm.
So I kind of see a lot going on. It may, for me, believe it might drop a little because they're gonna have a lot to explain and they may not hit all the cylinders. But we gotta wait to see. Yeah, that's my expectations.
But there you go. That's our review of Stranger Things seasons 3.
Yep.
I can't wait. And like, here's another thing too. To call back to an earlier subject about the boys, their seasons end was it leaves you wanting another second season. Like you're like, I can't wait to see another season. And that's what makes like a good season. Like if they end it in a way that you're like, oh, I can't wait till the next season to see what happens. I'm just like, yeah, that was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
So Stranger Things and the boys
And the Lost Boys.
leaves you wanting more.
The Lost Boys leaves me wanting more.
But yeah, second topic.
Was that where I was gonna go? Alright, so watching Alita Battle Angel made me think, you know, especially with her goddamn huge eyes that are kind of like abnormally big, even for an adaptation of an anime, even if she is a cyborg.
I think it's because they took it too far. Like they wanted to kind of stay true to the manga, right?
But even the manga, like, it wasn't abnormally huge. Everybody had about the same eyes.
Actually, no, it was.
Like, abnormally huge.
If you saw the manga, it was.
I only
But
read
but
like
but
one or
here's
two.
but here's the thing though. A 2D version of it works. The 3D version of it, not so
That
much.
Uncanny Valley freaked me out so much. The too much of a characteristic to make her look too humanized. But then when everybody else already just has like human faces, hers is just like, I want to believe it's a thing with just huge eyes, but I also want to believe that it's too freakish that it would just never happen.
And I want to say that the director explained the reason why they kept her eyes big like
Wasn't
that.
that Guillermo del Toro?
I think so. I want to say so.
I want to say it's Guillermo del Toro.
I don't know.
Because he really got into anime at a time. Well, mostly just Alita.
But the way he explained it was that she was supposed to be something special and different from everybody else, and that she was built from like the vision of the scientist that made her, and that's why she looks the way she looks. Yeah.
So, huh?
She was anime.
Yeah,
She was from Mars.
yeah,
When
the
they
Mars.
showed the flashback
If you're gonna be
scene.
talking, might as well just be on the show.
When
What
they
she
showed the flashback scene, the
background
person
voice.
she was
It's fine.
training with looked similar to her, because they were both the same type of people.
Explains it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I'll just be on the show.
I understand it.
She didn't want to be on the show because she got scared, but now she wants to do all the talking. So next time, put in the comments, Alyssa, get on the show. But yeah, I mean, I get it. So what this was trying to get into was there's that uncanny valley where some people just have a hatred for it, just like Nickelback. Like, they just already have a preconceived notion.
Oh, that's where you're going with that? That dude, that doesn't even go along with each other.
No, it kind of does, because I've seen people who are like, the manga doesn't adapt well. I'm getting a call.
You are.
Can you text her instead?
Hold on. We'll be right back, guys.
She's gonna take
Okay.
her. We're fine.
Oh,
So-
I lied. Let's hold on.
So not just
We're
that.
back.
So not just that. I mean, I can talk about that later, but so it wanted us leaving, kind of wanting more, and I understand that they want to turn it into 2, possibly even 3, if they're just gonna keep going with different stories. But what I want to say is that sometimes somebody's idea just does not play out well. The eyes, the characteristics, it was a decent movie. I just think it was just kind of like how when
Try not to slam on the table.
Okay. So, just kind of like when the Robot Boy movie came out a while ago. Well, a long time ago. But it was a live action
AI?
CG AI, yeah, of Robot Boy. Or Rocket Boy. The old anime.
Oh. Wait, they made a movie with that?
Yes. And it was just like, they were trying to put something out that a lot of people could enjoy. Hey, everybody, this new anime movie is gonna, make you appreciate the stories of the manga. But it was just like, some people just, all they hear is it's an anime story or a manga, and they're like already just like, I don't know about that.
What? Where are you going with this?
Well, I was just trying to say that, sometimes it just doesn't work, but it was trying to work that into when I was talking about anime with somebody. Sometimes it takes somebody who doesn't really know, like, Guillermo del Toro, if it was him, likes animes, and him and another director put that movie out, right? For other people to say, hey, the masses, look at this, it's a really good story from a manga, right? So, as soon as some people just hear it's a manga, they already roll their eyes. It's
Oh, okay. I get where you
yeah.
go. I get what you're trying to say, but I don't. I don't know. For me, or from what I've seen, it's not. It's really not the. It's really not the. It's not the look. It's the story. And um, you could say that the Alita Battle Angel was okay, but that's what makes it bad.
Hmm.
Is because American directors don't know how to take a good manga story and make it a good script yet.
Hmm.
Because they've tried over and over, and you've seen them fail. You've seen them fail
Ghost in the Shell.
with the Last Airbender,
Hmm.
Death Note,
Death Note.
um, and then Alita Battle Angel. I think the only one that they kind of did okay with was Bleach, but that was a small one,
And
and I think that's why it worked because it was like small. They didn't
yeah,
put too much
and there was a lot of
try
like
into it.
real like anime influence. Like they just went for a straight adaptation of
Oh
an
yeah,
anime
yeah, kind of.
into.
Yeah, they kind of went almost straight adaptation, and the story it was really good. Like it was really good. It's when they start trying to change like certain parts of the storyline, the plot, the meaning behind certain things, and then also when they have like certain things that doesn't mean anything happen in it. Because I know for a fact that a lot of the reasons why a lot of people didn't like Alita Battle Angels was because there was like a lot of things that they did that didn't go anywhere.
Hmm.
And when you do stuff like that, people hate it. Like, and because here's the thing, there was this dry comedy that came out a couple months ago called "The Dead Don't Die," and it was supposed to be like a weird dry humor comedy, really slow pace, and it was strange like indie type movie. But I heard a lot of comments of why a lot of people didn't like it was because the director started a lot of arcs that didn't go anywhere.
Hmm.
He just threw a lot of stuff away.
That's because that's the difference. Because when it comes to the movies and like the adaptations, the story arcs that they do play out in an anime, you would have those 30 to
Yeah.
almost 100 episodes to try to figure those out.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
it's that, it's too short.
A manga has like arcs that will go and end somewhere,
Hmm.
but they have enough issues to where you have to read the whole thing to understand where it's going. And then so when someone writes a movie for it, they have to somehow condense all that into 2 hours or
Yeah.
less.
So just like the word arc, like if there's a grid going up, you have all these arcs that are going somewhere, but if they hit the end and don't go down to finish, they seem like they're never going to get a conclusion. But
Yeah.
if they go up and then instantly go down, it feels rushed. It feels they're not getting anywhere. But that's why I kind of didn't. I loved the Bleach adaptation. I just wish it wasn't just that one, because watching it made me appreciate it so much that I wanted the whole series to be like that. I wanted it to keep going.
Well, you never know. Like, if people go out there and find enough, watch it enough, it is on Netflix, so watch it.
True, but
They might make a second part two.
yeah, I know. It's just because like even getting up to the point where Kenpachi and Cloud start fighting, it's gonna be like 5 movies.
Which would be cool as long as they do another good job of writing a good story, because and that's the major problem of American directors trying to do an adaptation of a manga or anime, is that they don't know which storylines is the good storyline and which ones that they need to finish, and they don't they don't understand, like, certain storylines, just throw it away if you can't fit into the movie, because it's not going to make sense if you start it and not end it somewhere,
Yeah.
and that's their problem. And that was the problem a lot of people had with Alita Battle Angels, because like there's a lot of story arcs that was starting to go somewhere and just didn't finish. And yeah, so I don't know, but that's the thing, like, you find, because like it always happens like that. And they do the same thing with video game movies too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's why a lot of video game movies don't work, is because they don't know how to put the story on it, like the good story.
Great example. Street Fighter movie. They tried to just put every character they could find, but they don't understand that when everybody is watching, they know that they connect one by one over the whole world and get, that's how they know each other. Not just everybody is in this one town and they accidentally cross paths this one day.
Yeah, but then they also tried to just go with the one story, which was the Chun-Li story. They still messed up, dude.
They still messed up.
I think it was just I think they just gave that to a bad writer. Period. Whoever wrote those movies just sucks.
And, dude,
Sucks at their job.
I forget his name, but the guy who played M. Bison was actually a pretty big actor for the time.
Well, here's the thing. He was a good comedian actor.
Yeah.
And this was like his first kind of like action role. And yeah, it still felt weird. I don't know.
It had that feeling where he knew it was kind of supposed to be a big role if the movie did hit. So he took that to be like serious, but then everybody else was just kind of like, this is not going to go anywhere. So we're just going to half-ass it.
I feel like half of those characters were taking it seriously though, but that's as high as their caliber of acting went.
Not even want to talk about the Mortal Kombat movie, which is better than the Street Fighter movie.
Well, here's the thing, dude. The Mortal Kombat movie was still cheesy, but it went so far cheesy that it turned good.
Oh man, they caught me on the realism with the tournament, and then the tournament just went crazy once like everybody came out, and then all of a sudden there's lightning, there's clouds, things are flying around. That's when they were just like, let's just go with it. Let's just
the thing was that they knew what they were doing with the fantasy part of it, but when it came to the real life choreography of the fights, oh my god, they were so bad.
Yeah.
It was the worst. It was the worst fighting choreograph that I ever seen in a movie. But like the fantasy made up for it, which makes me kind of excited to see the new one coming out or that's being made because it's in production. It's being filmed as we speak in Australia, and it's supposed to have fatalities. Oh. Yeah, it was on an article of someone who went and did an interview with them. That they said that they're doing fatalities.
That means somebody's dead.
Yeah.
Somebody's dead.
And the other part too is which fatality. I can't even say it right now. Fatality.
Which fatal titty are they gonna do?
Because I mean, some of them are kind of gruesome.
Yeah.
Depending on who they choose.
I really hope it's that one dude with the hat.
Like you're talking about like splitting people in half. You're talking about ripping someone's spine out.
Unless they're gonna stick with the old ones where it's just like punch a head off.
Yes. Yeah. I guess that's kind of safe. Or having Liu Kang turn into a dragon and eating somebody.
Or having Scorpion burning them with like fire breath.
Yeah, that's easily done too, and it's not too gory.
Or even Sub-Zero just turns them into ice and punches them and just explode.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know.
It depends if they're gonna go.
Still though, I'm excited to see it, and also that because they're getting like professional choreographers for fights now that knows what they're doing. So I hope to see top-notch fight action in this movie.
Didn't they make a Tekken movie?
I think, but it wasn't Tekken. It was no, I think it was Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah, they did a Dead or Alive movie. That was okay. You know what? That was pretty cool. The acting was cheesy.
Yeah, but I mean,
the fighting though was dope.
Better.
Yeah.
Than the others.
Yeah, the fight choreography was kind of top notch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the acting was super cheesy.
By the way, I looked it up and it is true. It is true.
What?
We were talking about a word a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah, how we say controversy. British people say controversy.
I know. I know. I heard someone. I finally heard a British guy say it. But before then, I've never heard a British person say that.
I know. That's why when I heard it, I was like, I gotta bring that up. Controversy. Like it's not controversy.
But then again, like, dude, it was just one British guy that I saw say it. Like, I've never heard of any other British guy saying that.
3. Yeah, so I mean, it might be a small thing because I know a lot of different places in like the same city, their slang will just be a little different, but it all has different meanings. So it could just be these few people that picked it up somewhere.
Okay.
Controversy.
Let's hop into this subject.
Oh, it's controversy.
Some more controversy, whatever.
Controversy.
Ninja leaving Twitch to go to Mixer.
I really thought you were gonna end that up with Ninja Turtles. I would have been more excited. But yes, oh my god, he must have been paid so much money for that.
Yeah, I mean, cause like okay, and there was the whole leak of someone posting that he got paid $100 million. The thing though, that person deleted his posting or whatever, so we don't know if
Probably
that's even true or not.
he probably got
But
scared
but
from all the.
but the thing is, dude, $100 million. I feel like Ninja already makes that at Twitch. I don't see why. I have to believe it would be more than that for to have him leave Twitch to go to
See,
Mixer.
okay, so Mixer's been around for a while, but they don't have the foot traffic. The only thing that would make it seem like it would be worthwhile is if Ninja got in on the early floor with like a percentage owner, and then he jumped over. And next thing you know, all this foot traffic, all the kids want to be on Mixer because, Ninja is now. But, they just jump on, and then all of a sudden, stocks shoot through the roof. Everybody wants to be on that. And if it's not like a huge amount of money, which I don't think they got.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too, because like Mixer, like no one streams on Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one, like there's no one big there at Mixer. So like, where are they getting? Where did they get the big money to give to Ninja? And then yeah, I don't know. But the other part too is they're owned by Microsoft. Microsoft makes a lot of money,
True.
so they might be just using Microsoft as the payment, and yeah.
His payment was Steve Jobs has to go to his birthday.
But he got he.
Wait, not Steve Jobs, Bill Gates.
I know. I was gonna say
sorry.
Steve Jobs dead, bro. They're gonna have Steve Jobs' ghost.
They're just
go
gonna have
visit
a
him.
guy holding up Steve Jobs' dead body, just happy
But
birthday.
but yeah, so like they must have paid him a buttload of money. I want to say like maybe like got to be more than 100 million, dude. I think.
If that, because I mean,
But like I think what you told me earlier could be 100 million, and then maybe stocks, which could be okay. Like be doable or whatever. But or $100 million and his freedom to do whatever he wants, because he was like Twitch has a way of like if you're partnered with Twitch, there's not much that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to follow a guideline, and you can't stream anywhere else but Twitch. Like, and that's the only way you can get your check mark of being verified. So you can't do YouTube, you can't do anything else. The only thing you could do is Twitch itself.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe like when he got the contract from Mixer, they're like, okay, you're partnered with us. You're gonna mostly stream on Mixer, but whatever else you want to stream on or do whatever else company you want to do anything with, you're okay. You could do that stuff, whatever,
I'm still going
could be that.
I think it was stock options because he's gonna be pulling like a Tom Syndicate kind of thing, where he's in on the ground floor of a company he's gonna start promoting with his foot traffic.
What the heck did Syndicate promote?
He did the CS:GO casino sites.
Oh, but that was a scam.
I know, but he still made money because he was one of the owners and he started promoting it. If he gets in on the ground floor of Mixer, which not many of the kids know about, all of a sudden all these teenagers are going to go wanting to be full Mixer. And then he's going to get all the foot traffic. Next thing you know, Mixer's going to be supporting and advertising all their stuff at the next like Ninja Fortnite con. And then next thing you know, he's multi-billionaire from...
I don't know. We gotta wait to see if Mixer blows up, dude. Because I feel like it, like good for Ninja because he's making bank, but like, no one cares about Mixer.
Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. I mean, it was one of the things where people were like, "Oh, this is gonna be the place to go. They'll let you do whatever." They're just another streaming service that's not as tough on you as Twitch.
It's crazy though. Like, and the other part too is like, gosh, like maybe he'll bring all the little kids, and the little kids could start streaming on Mixer, and that's what's gonna blow it up. It might be like a 10-year plan, maybe. But yeah, I just don't see it growing real fast. And because the other part is that's all Ninja is gonna bring is the little kids, because that's the only ones who watch him. Like, if you want grown-ups, you need to bring like like Shroud or like TP optic TP
T-Pain.
or
You can bring T-Pain.
I mean, I want to say Doc, but I feel like Doc has the same demographics
No,
as
yeah,
Ninja.
he has that
He has a bunch of like the little kids who like to troll.
no, not even the little kids. He's got the like Ninja has like from the 5 to 10, and he has from like the 10 to 13 age. But you need like what's his name? The guy that recently just like punched his screen, played CS:GO for a while.
Oh, that guy? Dude, that guy's not even big anymore. I know who you're talking about,
But
though.
I mean, he still has a somewhat fun. What about Tim the Tap Man?
Yeah, Tim the Tap Man. Yeah, that'd be a good person to get too. Like, a lot of like older people watch guys like him. Yeah.
Because they respect what he's doing, and he's been doing it for such a long time. That...
And not just that though. You want to see someone who plays like games that other grown-ups play, and then
I don't want to see a grown man playing Fortnite, man.
Yeah, no one wants. I don't.
That's why I hated some of the games on the PlayStation. That's why I was such a PlayStation hater, because most of their games are so cartoony. They had like, what was it? Cupcake Princess, where it was just like these little chibi characters fighting each other and trying to save a princess, and it was just not fun. But when they started moving over to Call of Duty again, and then NBA
that's why I liked him, Tap Man, because he'll play Apex. He does play Fortnite sometimes, but he's not only Fortnite.
Sometimes it's
like,
just for the fans.
Yeah, he'll do Fortnite, but he'll do Apex Legends. He'll do Call of Duty.
Even Sea of Thieves is getting on my nerves.
Because that game is boring. That's the most. I don't know. Like, it's boring.
Yeah.
I've tried. I tried to get into it. I can't. It's too boring. There's too much of just like doing nothing and sailing, and keeping your boat up.
Oh, talking about games. Oh man, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna go down in history, but
okay.
No, what I'm gonna say is gonna go down in history because they're never gonna let me live it down. I got a full-on chub for Teppen.
A what?
It's a phone card game exactly like Magic the Gathering.
Oh, I know. Okay,
Capcom.
I know what you're talking about because one of the Pokemon Go YouTubers that I watch, he actually does advertisement for Teppen.
It's a full-on Magic the Gathering type card game where you build up magic. You don't have to get elements and lands that you can tap, but you, over time, just like Hearthstone, where you slowly gain mana, and then all of a sudden you can play a 2 and a 3 action card or a character with a attack and a defense. It is actually really good, but the thing I like about it is there are a lot of cards that do the same thing, but they are based off of different characters. Like, there's a whole Mega Man set. There's Evil set that's based off of, like, what's that game that just came out? Resident Evil, and then Street Fighter. There's a Ryu deck. There's a Chun-Li deck. It's fun, and also it's just kind of lighthearted. I have been fully going on the ranked circuit because I like it, and I got a pretty good deck right now. But it's completely different. You could have a healing deck. You could have an attack deck. You could have a damage over time deck. You could have a you get hurt and then they take more damage kind of deck. It's really customizable, and it's free. And right now, it's still brand new, but it's been getting so much attention that I think it's going to slowly take over for Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that.
I don't know. Magic's been around for a while.
That's just because some of those...
Because
some of you fucking nerds need to just grow up.
Hey, Magic's lived past Pokemon, past Yu-Gi-Oh. Like
Digimon.
it's been around. It's stayed.
That's because some people are like, Yu-Gi-Oh is too childish, Magic is more real, the art, all this stuff, and then Pokemon was just more childish, but then Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't as childish as Pokemon, so Pokemon was too childish for Yu-Gi-Oh players. And then it's this huge list, but up at the top you have these Magic players who are all like, everybody is not as hardcore as we are. It's been like that way forever.
But you gotta give them respect though. They stuck around. They didn't go anywhere.
True, enough to make money still that all the comic shops I go to are still buying out boxes and boxes of the new sets. Man, you guys are like
Oh,
crack addicts for this stuff.
before we get too far away from it, I just want to shout out 3 different streamers that if you guys are into like Call of Duty and if you're into Blackout like I am, watch Sparrows on Twitch or YouTube. Also watch Bobby Puff Gaming on Twitch, and then one cheesy mofo, his name's Nacho, on Twitch.
Watch Cokester on Twitch and also YouTube. I got one
Shut up.
clip review, and I also talk about my cat Lily.
Stupid ones. But yeah, watch those 3. They're dope. Bobby Puff if you want comedy. Sparrows if you want to see how to rotate, and then Nacho is he's just a badass.
And Get Geeked if you want donuts.
Yeah, boy. But yeah, let's end this podcast. I just want to touch on the new Call of Duty. They brought out all the streamers last, I want to say Tuesday. No, it was Tuesday. No, it was last Thursday. The Thursday that just passed, and they let them all play and stream the multiplayer. Now, here's the thing. The multiplayer looks fun. The gameplay looks dope. Only thing that scared me is when they tried to do the 10v10 and the 20v20, it crashed on everybody. I want to say like 5 different times. It scares me a little bit. I'm probably still going to buy it, and I'm also going to pre-order it. I'm probably also going to pre-order it so I could get on the beta. And the beta is coming out September 12th. But I hope they fix that crashing thing.
Is this going to turn into a World War II thing all over again? Where at first the lobbies would just crash because they wanted all those people in one area?
See, that's where it scares me because I hope not.
And then it's going to be months before everything's fixed. We're just going to have a broken game.
I hope that's the thing. I hope they fix it before, because the thing, we got to see what happens during the beta. That's what's gonna tell us if it's gonna work or not. If we play the beta, and if we play the beta and stuff just keeps on crashing, then I might not buy the game. Mm-hmm. But if I play the beta and everything runs smoothly, I will buy the game.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna have to buy it, and if I have to eat the 60, I'm gonna have to eat the 60. You know, we'll see how it goes. But you'll be seeing us streaming.
Because the thing is, sure. Like, I was watching them because I had a few hours before I had to go to work, and I was watching, and every time, like, and I think I was watching Shroud and Doc, but every time they would start the 10v10 or the 20v20. The game crashed on them, and I didn't even get to see them play because I had to go to work by the time they got it working. Or I don't even know if they even got it working. I just saw the game crashing every time, and it scares me because, like, you know, like, I want it to be good. I want this one to be good. Because the thing is, once again, if you guys don't know, no battle pass this season, or not season, but on this game, there's going to be no battle pass to purchase. It's also going to be cross-platform, so PS4, Xbox, and PCs could all play together.
Don't forget, they're coming out with that app.
What app?
Call of Duty on the phone.
Oh, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to be ready in time for this one.
I know. I'm just saying, be ready for it, though. Maybe eventually, next game, they might even have like
cross-platform with a phone.
Yeah.
No, that sounds stupid.
Rack on some Android kids.
They would have no chance, dude. No way. I don't see why they would even want to do that.
It'd be funny though. It would be fun to just
the only thing I'm scared of is all the PC hackers. I don't know if that's gonna affect the console players or not. Because if you guys aren't aware of the PC world, hackers are abundant.
Especially on Call of Duty.
Especially on any FPS game. You like freaking Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battlefield,
Roblox,
Apex,
Pokemon Go. Like
you could be like just running around a map in Apex Legend with your whole team, and then each one will go down and die from a headshot, and when it shows you what you got killed by, it just says a pistol. And the guy's like across the map.
Mm-hmm. Go to any free MMORPG website and download the first FPS you can find. How that plays out is exactly what we're gonna get. You're gonna get guys that are just
Cross mapping.
guys. Yeah, they're just gonna be straight out, just click, 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 whole team dead.
Cross
Already
mapping,
win.
aimbotting, all that stuff. I'm a little scared of that. I hope they have a security system to combat that. But
Do not hire fair fight.
we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. That's why I'm kind of excited for this beta, because this is gonna be one of the first times we're ever gonna get to see this happen with Call of Duty. They've already done it with Fortnite, and I heard the thing with Fortnite, they fix it by allowing console players to block PC players and stuff like that, so that you get the option of letting of allowing the cross platform or not. So we'll see what happens with Call of Duty though. But I am excited to see how that works and what's gonna happen. Also, I'm also excited because maybe one of these times I might get killed by Shroud or Tim the Tap Man or the Doc even.
Or some little 13-year-old who's gonna be screaming to his mom after he shits himself after finding out he got a headshot.
And let's say this, it's gonna be funny to watch all the streamers too, because if you think stream sniping is a problem now, ooh, watch when this game comes out. It's gonna be more of a problem.
If anything, just buy it for the lulz.
Yeah.
What you're gonna come up against.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait. The multiplayer stuff looks amazing. All the guns that they have on there is nostalgic for me, because I'm super excited to get the real auger back, because the auger in Black Ops 4 is not the real auger. It's a made up gun for Black Ops 4, but they're bringing back the real auger. They're bringing back the MP4, and there's another one I forget the name of the gun, but yeah, I'm just excited for all these guns that they're bringing back that are classics to me.
I still gotta look into it, but hopefully they got my gun, which
Was it the Desert Eagle?
I wrecked with the Desert Eagle though, but that's just because I was a runaround, red dot sight FAL player, because it was just like a quick scoping snipe.
Oh, the FAL, they have it is in the game.
Yeah, because that's what I like. 2 shots, you're dead, or if I get a headshot, it's dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a lot of the new stuff coming out. It looks it looks dope. The mechanics of the game looks really cool. A lot of people saying it's playing a lot like Battlefield, so get ready for that. But they say it plays a lot like Battlefield, but it still feels like Call of Duty. So I don't know what that means. I can't wait to find out what it means.
And it's got a soundtrack like Battlefront.
So yeah, remember, if you guys want to join in on the beta, pre-order the game now so you're able to be in the beta for September 12th.
And we already have our codes, so if you're on there, we'll see you.
Yep, there you go. But with that said, everybody, brings us to the end of this episode. I don't know who has been watching, but we had one viewer the whole time. Thank you. Also, we're still at 49 subscribers. Please help us get up to 100. And yes, with that said, I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will see you guys all on the next episode.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.